Well, hello there.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you today?
I'm excellent. I'm digging the snow.
Okay, then. Me too. Me too. It's nice and bright in the house without having to turn on lights because all the reflection of the snow everywhere. So
Right, exactly.
yeah. So I guess it is Moist Monday because we are here today.
Right, right.
So we are going to jump into I think we've talked about herbs for like the second part.
Yeah, second week.
Okay. So yeah, we have the second week of talking about herbs for, of course, sexual health and sexual function and everything. And just want to invite y'all to watch with us. Also, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to put them in the chat below. Also, if you have a question and you want to talk to us in real time, that's absolutely okay. I have dropped the link in the comment section of all the pages that we are currently broadcasting from. Also, of course, as y'all always know, we always have a slideshow. And again, we're talking today about those herbs that we should or could incorporate into our daily intake for sexual health and sexual function. So I think without further ado, let me lip it. I feel like my lips aren't red enough. I guess.
You want to be bloody or something? You want to be bloody red?
You know, I always say I'm the like somewhere between a vampire and a mermaid. So
I like vampires.
mermaid is the hair. Is the hair. So let's see. Let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't share it to the stream. That's why we don't see it. Okay. So today we're going to talk about, again, this is Moist Mondays. And we're going to talk about herbs for sexual health. This is part 2. That's what I forgot to put on there, but that's okay. Y'all know because y'all were here last week, right? I think you were.
Exactly.
So here we go. Let's talk about it.
All right, you want to be first.
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. You ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right, I'm always ready.
All righty. Let's.
Mhm. All right, so let's do it. All right, so Yohimbi is a plant that grows from a tree in Africa, which yields a potent extract from its bark. So often you'll hear it called Yohimbi bark or something like that. The bark is mainly used as an aphrodisiac. Uh-huh. It can enhance sexual health, especially for those seeking to stave away impotence. And both men and women can benefit from this herb. Studies conducted have indicated that its potential in treating orgasmic dysfunction as well.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So if you have a hard time orgasming, this would be a great herb to help you. Okay. It helps treat erectile dysfunction by increasing circulation or blood flow to the genitals. This increased blood flow can increase the libido and improve fertility. Increased blood flow, increased fertility kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
All right, it's also very beneficial to the circulatory system. It can boost the healing process and improve cognition. See, not only will it help your genitals, but it also help the brain. Those work together.
Exactly.
You gotta know that. Right, they're supposed to. Yohimbi is an excellent vasodilator or an agent that causes the widening of the walls of the blood vessels, which can improve blood flow to provide the necessary nutrients and oxygen to organs and cells. It also improves energy levels. Yohimbi is also excellent for relieving tension in the blood vessels, cardiovascular health, and in an individual's overall health.
All right. Is my go?
Your go.
Okay, so I'm so glad. So, so on my end of it, so when we're talking about Yohimbi, it's nature's natural Viagra. So instead of necessarily, and of course, we always say consult with your doctor, of course, before you start any different regimen or anything, even if you're going to incorporate anything the into your regular, diet. Just make sure you're talking to your doctor about it. It is the natural Viagra that is just found in nature. Again, that's what it looks like. Um, Also, it increases blood flow to the genitals and nerves, and we just talked about that, right? So, is you're getting the right type of blood flow to the genitals, if your nerves are actually, and a part of having your nerves getting the right amount of energy and blood flow means that you'll also be receptive. It's kind of like when you're in a car and you got to make sure you're not misfiring, right? Like you try to make sure that your electrical system in the car has everything that it needs. It has the proper fuses and everything so it doesn't misfire. Same thing with your body. So you want to make sure that you're not causing your body to misfire. And that's what Yohimbi does. Also, it's combined with L-arginine. It's been shown to treat erectile dysfunction. Now, that's 6 grams of L-arginine with 6 micrograms of Yohimbi together. When you add them together, it increases the ability, the erectile abilities. So in other words, you need those two things together to help the body to do what it needs to do for erectile dysfunction. So it helps it to function right. Also, when you're looking at L-arginine induced sexual arousal, it helps menopausal women to be more aroused by like something around 60 minutes. So you get 60 more minutes of arousal, or you just so just it's a really great item to just kind of incorporate into your diet. Of course, you want to make sure, again, like we talk about, talking to your doctor and everything, but this is found in nature. It's a natural type of substance. You can always go to a store like your local, what do you call it, fitness stores. They usually have it in powder form or other forms like that you can add.
Pharmacy,
Yeah. And so it's just something good to have around there when you feel like you may need a little boost.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Also, I did want to add to that before we get off of Yohimbi.
Okay.
Is make sure that you take the dosage that you just prescribed, because if you take more, it'll have your heart racing. Mm-hmm. Like I've done it before.
Yeah.
and make sure you take it early in the day. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you take it early in the day. If you take it late at night, you won't be able to sleep. Your heart is going to be going crazy, and your other things will be going crazy as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Let me go ahead and add upon that. I'm glad you said that too, because I was just looking about side effects as well. You want to make sure, like you said, in that 6, first of all, that's powerful if you only need 6 micrograms.
Exactly.
Right. The other thing is you're taking certain antidepressants. That's why it's important for you to talk to your doctor before you try any of these things. Make sure you're talking to your primary care provider or your whatever specialist you're going to, because not only can it raise the blood pressure, but it also can lower it to dangerous levels if you're taking too much of it. So you want to make sure that you have the right amount. The question is, what's the best way to take it? What do you take it? What's the best way for you to take it?
I generally take it in a pill form with the powder. So it's like a veggie cap. You only take one of those. You only need one. I promise you only need that one. It'll get you where you need to go fast as hell.
You say you take it, like, okay, so let's just build out the whole Viagra scenario, right? Let's talk about it.
No doubt. Right.
I plan on having sexy time at 8 p.m. how far in advance could I take this?
At least an hour, I would say.
So if you having sexy time at 8, then definitely you need to be popping this at 7.
Yep.
Okay.
And by 8, you're gonna be so ready to go.
Well, there you go.
You're gonna be like,
Like, hello, little body.
right. Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Like, what's happening?
Oh yeah.
Are we ready to move on?
Yep. What's next?
All right, we got Damiana Leaf. I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that. Here you go.
All righty then. All right. So now Damiana leaf is the cool thing about Damiana leaf is that you can smoke it, you can drink it as a tea,
Mm-hmm.
you can burn it as well, inhale. You know, it's kind of the same thing as smoking it,
Yeah.
but it's gonna work for you, believe me. All right. So all right, Damiana, also known as Ternera diffusa, is
Okay.
a low growing plant with yellow flowers and fragrant leaves. It's native to the subtropical climates of southern Texas, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. Uh, Damiana is used as an herbal remedy, and it predates written history. And indigenous cultures have been using it for centuries as an aphrodisiac and a bladder tonic. Um, Damiana is said to enhance sexual health and treat a vast array of symptoms from diabetes to anxiety. Consuming the leaves is thought to increase sexual arousal and stamina in men and women. It's also known to provide bladder relief, healthy mood, and healthy urinary tract function. Damiana contains chemicals that may affect the brain and nervous system. It increases blood flow to the genitals, which increases the probability of satisfaction during sexual activity. Lord knows if you're gonna do it, we want to be satisfied. Lord, Lord, don't nobody want to race the good erection. Either way, you hear me. Anyway, all right. Damiana is also known to naturally enhance athletic performance as well as boost mental and physical stamina. Inhaled, Damiana can provide a high similar to that of marijuana. Oh
Mm.
yeah, yeah, baby. It also helps alleviate symptoms of PMS. That's all I got for the peoples.
That's you.
That,
That's you done.
that's it for right now.
I bet I'm going to also let me see if I can swap this picture out. Nope. Will it let me swap the picture from here? Let's see. No. Okay. So let me just do this regular thing here. So when we're talking about this, and I'm glad that you did go ahead and mention all those things, because again, erectile dysfunction, it may help to treat erectile dysfunction because of some of the things you've already mentioned that it has in it. It helps to may help to increase fertility. Again, you're talking about blood flow, things of that nature, things that it helps it balance out some of the different type of chemicals that it helps it to balance. Also may help to lower stress hormones. Again, you're talking about mental and physical stamina. When you're talking about stress hormones, a lot of times we talked about this with the last things, talking about cortisol being one of those things released when you have a lot of stress. And so that also can prevent you when you're too stressed out, it will prevent you from being or feeling sexual. It'll take the desire away because stress will just overpower your body. The other thing we talked to, I'm glad you said PMS, because it does help to alleviate menstrual symptoms as well. So not just PMS, but actual during your cycle, you can take it, like in all the ways that you said, to be able to alleviate some of those issues. It is a aphrodisiac and a hallucinogen. Hallucinogen. I'm just
Oh
trying to get
yeah.
it right.
Say it
And
again. Say it
yeah,
again.
so that you got to make sure that you are taking it in the right doses if that's not the desired uh, effect that you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
So you do make sure that you're taking, the smaller doses that will help you. Also bedwetting, if that's a thing, for your kids, something, like you said, I think you said something about the bladder. And
Yep, exactly.
so think about, small, very tiny doses. You need to really kind of read up on it before you administer it, of course, to your children. But if you have some bedwetters, there may be something that, that again, it's natural, that may actually help them. So if you're not inhaling it, you're not going to get the high, so you don't have to worry about, if you take it in pill form, are you going to be like, tripping out or anything like that? It's not going to do that for you. Nervous stomach and constipation, all of those things affect your sexuality as well. If you constipated, think about
Okay.
it. You really feel sexy when you constipated, you all bagged up.
Right, and you're also having a block of circulation at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So you're talking about circulation
Mhm.
being affected, all these things being affected. All of this stuff is still found in nature. So it's really good to kind of just look at, you know, why these things affect you. So again, it's a stimulant. It helps with kidney disease. It's just an overall good product to have.
Yep, have it in your medicine cabinet for
Yeah,
regular consumption.
yeah. Just go ahead and plant a tree and just put it in your front yard.
Plant a tree, plant a tree.
Just pull the leaves off and just chew on it a little bit.
There you go. It's a little bit. Roll out.
Just a little bit. Smoke it, get you some of them king palms and just stick it off in there and call it a day.
Lord, that too. That too.
We're gonna move on to the next one before we get in trouble.
There ain't no telling what's about to come out of my mouth or
Yeah,
yours.
I'm right at this point. And it's a snow day. It is a snow day.
Yeah, so we've been kind of pushing the house all day long. So
Yeah.
wild things. All right,
So we're
let's
on
go.
Ginkgo.
All right, all right. So Ginkgo biloba or maidenhair is a tree native to China that has been grown for thousands of years for a variety of uses. Ginkgo contains high levels of flavonoids and terpenoids, which are compounds known for their strong antioxidant effects. Antioxidants combat or neutralize the damaging effects of free radicals. Ginkgo can help fight inflammation and improves circulation and heart health. In traditional Chinese medicine, ginkgo seeds were used to open channels of energy to different organ systems, including the kidneys, liver, brain, and lungs. It increases levels of circulating nitric oxide, which helps with healthy erections. Need those. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a compound responsible for dilating blood vessels.
Again, a vasodilator.
Right, exactly. Another vasodilator. It also reduces symptoms of psychiatric disorders and dementia. Also, it improves brain function and general well being. And then it's also known to be a great um, anti anxiety herb, as
Wow.
well as, yeah, so it has a million different, then it also helps to treat sexual dysfunction, such as erectile dysfunction or low libido. Um, and again, like I said, ginkgo has the ability to improve blood levels of nitric oxide, which improves circulation via the dilation of blood vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all the way around, it is just an excellent herb to have to help with everything from top to bottom.
Right. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
It's my turn. Okay,
Your
so
turn.
I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit. Y'all remember back in the day that they were like, if you want good memory health, then you take ginkgo biloba. And
Yep.
I don't think that we ever found that there were that many studies that show that it actually helped with the memory. But again, what you just said, it helps with the blood flow. And anytime you having memory problems, you having issues, fogginess going on, we always talk about blood flow. We always talk about making sure you have enough water in your system, making
Right.
sure that, now what it did do with memory is that, like you said, it's just like how when they went through those studies with Viagra and it was supposed to be mostly a heart medicine, and they found out it actually helps ED much better. That's what this kind of does. As much as far as let's just go down this list real quick. But those who are like on antidepressants and they have sexual dysfunctions due to being on antidepressants, because that's another thing. Some people who take it, and it depends. Some people who take antidepressants also find that their libido is suppressed. So it helps in one way, but it doesn't help in other ways. And so there are people who have, sexual dysfunctions due to needing to be on antidepressants. So being able to use something like this to help those who are in those, who are finding that they have a little bit of sexual dysfunction due to the other prescriptions that they have to take. This helps along. The other thing that it does is there was a study shown that about 70% of men who were on antidepressant medication saw an improvement in their sexual function. So that just shows you like how effective it can be. Again, you're talking about making sure you talk to your doctor before you start this. And we're going to keep saying that because we are not physicians, but we do know what can work for our customers and clients that we have talked to. And then also Gene is what I call the for all of anything that's an herb. He has already and he can give you an idea, and he's super healthy, so he can tell you what works and what doesn't work. Also, but you just again need to make sure that if you are going to take it, make sure it is not something that you take in large amounts. You want to make sure that if you are on blood thinners or you take an aspirin daily, be very careful with it. So we want to make sure that you know all the risks as well as all of the rewards of using these particular products, because they will help you in some ways, but then in other ways they can, of course, anything in moderation is pretty good, but you need to find out what your level of moderation is when you're taking things.
Exactly. Exactly. Although I think you did touch on this. I just want to say it again. But mental acuity is one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that the ginkgo is really known for. And
Yeah.
again, that's very much connected to blood flow and circulation.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a free blood flow from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet and back up throughout all the organs and whatnot, the
Yeah.
body's able to produce all of the different chemicals that it needs to help your body function at its highest levels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that goes back to how you always talk about, if y'all have followed us for a while, you know that a lot of times Gene talks about doing a lot of lower body exercises also to help pump that
yeah,
blood throughout the body. And then, all that together can help bring that circulation, especially to the genitals where, you want to see the biggest amount of change that's happening, making sure that you are sexually satisfied or even aroused, because a lot of times arousal, the reason why people have trouble with arousal is because of circulation.
exactly.
So if you can get something in your system that can help aid that, to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do, making sure that you're giving your body its best opportunity to be, as fit as possible. These are ways to do it, and they're kind of no-brainers once you start learning
Right.
more about those particular things.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yay. Are we ready for the next one?
The next one, let's go, guys.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, horny goat weed.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, horny goat weed is an herb with as many as 15 different species. which are known as yin, yang, hua in Chinese medicine. It is often used for sexual performance problems such as erectile dysfunction and low sexual desire, as well as osteoporosis, health problems after menopause, and joint pain. Horny goat weed contains chemicals which help increase blood flow and improve sexual function. It also contains phytoestrogens or plant based estrogens, which are chemicals that act similar to the female hormone estrogen, which might reduce bone loss in postmenopausal women. Horny goat weed also helps prevent premature ejaculation in men, erectile dysfunction, as well as other sexual problems. It
Read
is
that
also,
line. Read
I'm
that
sorry,
line again.
I will start all the way over on
No,
that
that line again, so they will understand what you just said.
one. Okay. All right. Horny goat weed helps prevent premature ejaculation in men,
Mm-hmm.
erectile dysfunction, as well as other sexual problems. Oh, yes. So it helps you have a hold on it. Hold
Yeah,
it tight with all your Viking might.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. It is also known to help reduce fatigue, some rates of heart disease, high blood pressure, liver disease, and memory loss. So you notice how all of these herbs are like not only touching the genitals, but they're also affecting the mind, which is a major thing. And also bone health, joint pain, all of that plays into sexual performance. So that's my spiel on horny goat weed.
That is your spiel, and that's it. That's great because what I'm going to just go ahead and start. Excuse me. What I'm going to go ahead and start with when we're talking about horny goat weed is the fact that not only is it commonly taken as an aphrodisiac, but we're talking about quality of erections. I know both
Oh
of
yeah.
us have talked about this before, and we talk when we are talking about erection quality. That just means how, first of all, how long this erection is being held for, and then how strong the erection is. And so a lot of people, and especially when as guys get older, those with penises get older, they'll notice that the quality of erection just isn't the same as it was when they were younger, right?
Mhm.
So we're talking about, again, the first thing that I ask people who come to me and they start talking about, erectile difficulties and things, the first question I ask is when was the last time you woke up with an erection? That's very important because that tells me, where your level of circulation is. It also tells me, if you are, needing something, maybe extra testosterone or anything else that will help with that. Because healthy activity when it comes to erections is when you wake up. What's the first thing you got to do, guys?
P.
You got to pee, which means that a lot of times your penis will take over before you wake up and be like, "Hey, bruh, we got something. We need to go somewhere." And so waking up with those erections, then the thing I have to ask is, when was the last time you talked to your doctor? Well, you got to make sure you get your prostate checked out. You got to make sure you got all these things checked out to make sure that you got all these things functioning. And I'm not saying that now, like, guys in their like late 30s and 40s, they may not wake up every day with an erection. Some healthy people do. Get your face together.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about regular people that don't work out 17 hours a day.
Okay.
People who have just a regular functioning every day, just getting up and going, they may not have an erection every morning, but you need to start worrying if you're not seeing it as often as maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. And so horny goat weed is one of those things that will help you again with that functioning, right? So we're talking again about having that energy boost. The energy boost is about circulation. You need the circulation. You're talking about increasing testosterone and estrogen. If you are someone that is getting very close to menopause, and you are concerned about not necessarily having to take HRT, hormone replacement therapy. This may be something that you can look into with your doctor that, may actually help you a lot more than, than maybe taking, being on a hormonal treatment that you may not be interested in. Again, talking about overall sexual dysfunction. Of course, a lot of the studies that we find with horny goat weed have been in animals, but most of the time, a lot of systems that animals have are very similar to the systems that we have as humans. So a lot of times when you're talking about doing studies, they started on animals first and then they introduce it into humans as well. So again, you're talking about sexual function overall with something like horny goat weed or some of the other things that we talked about. Just knowing that you have something, again, see how it's found. It looks like this. You can go and find this stuff. Like, it's easy to find. But it's been used for centuries to help to boost those things. And as you find out, people who regularly incorporate things like this into their diet, the last thing that they really talk about is whether or not they have sexual dysfunction, because usually they don't, because their body is so used to having all these things to help them function that that's not a thing for them. But again, you're talking about fatigue, pain, and all those other things. All of that again is going to affect how you are sexually. So if you're tired all the time, if you find yourself not really feeling, like doing anything, you find yourself, just kind of like about life, then it's probably going to roll into your sexual life as well. So get you some of this stuff, y'all.
Yeah. And I want to add to that. I want to say concretely that men and women can use horny goat weed. It's not just for men.
Right.
Before, at least from my knowledge of it beforehand, was that it was just for men. But men and women can use it, can utilize this herb. Yeah.
And the other thing that I like to say is, of course, we're talking about making sure that you try things, like you use things, and also talking to your doctor, but actually give it a chance to work. Don't take time and be like, all right, well, I ain't see anything happen. But actually, be intentional about how you use it. Use it every day if you can, or whatever the recommended, usage would be. But make sure that that's something that, you can, go back to and say, well, you know what, I tried it a few times and this worked for me. And I think we talked about this off camera, that everything that we're showing you guys have almost similar effects to the sexual organ. They differ by one or two different things, but the overall theme of all these things is that all of them help the sexual organs.
Yep. And so to touch on what you said about taking it, being consistent with it and taking it regularly, I would suggest taking it no less than 7 days continuously to get an effect. 2 weeks to really give it a chance to set in. Just like any other medication, you can't expect it, like you said, can't expect it to happen overnight. It takes you from one extreme to another. It's not going to happen like that. You didn't, like I tell my clients all the time, you didn't gain the weight overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. So be patient, consistent, and intentional about your work with it. So same with these herbs. Take it continuously. Take it every day. Same time you can. To try to take it at the same time, same amount every time, so that your body gets a can't think of the word, gets used to it. That's not the word I wanted to use, but acclimated. That's the word I want to use. So your body is acclimated to using these herbs and the benefits of them, and after you see, after a week or two how it affects you, then you determine if you want to continue with it.
Absolutely. That's like, and just like you said, like anything, working out, taking anything, even like you're talking about your clients. I talk to my clients about, having a different, trying a different technique when it comes to things. Like if you say, we always do missionary and it never works out well, then let's try something that does work and let's do that every day.
Exactly. Here we go.
So that's the thing, like being intentional. Again, you have to be intentional about your physical health, your mental health, your sexual health. You have to be intentional about making those changes and wanting to see the effects of you actually working toward that.
Right. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. I be hearing stuff. Ain't
I'm
nobody know.
like, hey, what we listening to? I'm lost over here. I'm over here like, hey.
I know. Like, just go along with it. Just go along with it. All off. We be all off.
I don't even know the song.
I don't either. So we're at our last one for today, which is ginseng.
Got it. All right. So now, okay, this was an interesting one for me. It was fun too.
Okay.
So I looked up Panax Ginseng, and the
Mm-hmm.
word Panax itself means all healing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. So ginseng has been found to potentially improve sperm quality in healthy men. Ginseng cream is beneficial to male sexual health. Useful for erectile dysfunction, raises low libido, and improves sexual performance. Ginseng has also been reputed as an aphrodisiac, and it is used to treat sexual dysfunction as well as enhance sexual behavior in traditional Chinese medicine practices. Um, Ginseng is known to increase testosterone levels in males, which increases libido and sex drive. Um, it also used with women creates the same, increases blood flow, increases libido, sexual desire, sexual function. Also increases vaginal, staves away vaginal dryness. That's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Also helps with mental function, staves away depression, anxiety, um, and other psychiatric diseases or uh, malfunctions, as you would say. Um, yeah, that's the spiel I got for you guys.
That's it.
That's it this time.
Okay. 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 Listen, because all of these things are so important, right? Because I'm totally about to piggyback off of everything you said. And one of the things that, I wanted to make sure that you guys could understand is, again, postmenopausal women and sex drive. If you talk to anyone who's postmenopausal, when there is a lack of hormone, there is usually a lack of desire.
Right.
That's simple. The lower hormone levels are like, and when I'm saying desire, I mean like the body's desire. Mentally, you can desire whatever, but if your body is not following suit, it's very hard, very difficult for people to kind of get their mind and body to be in one accord when you're talking about your hormones are causing things to happen. Again, you were talking about they call it a sexual tonic that people can use ginseng, and even in the picture you see you can even just have tea and it help to increase that low libido. But overall, what I really like about it is when we're talking about dopamine levels. And if you ever talk to me, if you ever know anything about me as a sexual intimacy coach and all these things, we talk about dopamine ad nauseum. You know why? Because dopamine is the anticipation drug, and that's what is released in the brain. So you're talking about being having that dopamine that pretty much onsets the arousal, the anticipation, the excitement that comes with knowing that you're about to be in a sexual position. And dopamine works in other situations as well, but today we're talking about sexual, and so y'all deal with that later. But but you're talking about increasing sexual vitality because you have enough dopamine in your system that goes, hey, we about to get some. And then your body go, wait, we about to get some? Okay, let me go ahead and get ready. And then the rest of those things start going into place. And then you can release those other hormones and be able to, get your brain, get your mind together. Again, you're talking about, alleviating the depression and anxiety and things like that. Those things, anything mental will affect your sexual health. Again, if you are super anxious and you got to get yourself together, you have an anxiety issue, think about it. If you have a panic attack or anxiety attack,
Right.
you really think you're going to feel sexual? No, because fight or flight sets in. And so now you got to, your body has to shut some other things down in order to go into survival mode. So if you're always into those modes, then likely your libido is being suppressed. The other thing is talking about sperm health. There are studies that show that it helps to increase the what was the word I was about to say? It makes it Heather. It improves your sperm. It makes it better. Whatever I was
motility.
It was something. It's right. I mean, and the funny thing about it is I have notes all the time. That's not it. So it makes your sperm more spermy. So
that works. We get it. We get it.
It makes your sperm more spermy. So
right.
if you want, especially you guys that are thinking about, becoming, having children and everything, you don't want any hiccups.
Survival.
It's no. Let me go back to some other notes and see if it's written there. I don't remember. Not in my notes. But anyway, it makes sure your sperm works better. So, and we just gonna leave it alone because I'm gonna keep messing it up. So, but again, you're talking about all those things that make you more. Somebody come get this child. Come get the. Because I felt like somebody was coming to my door. So yeah, so the thing that you want to make sure that you're doing, especially again if you're having issues with fertility, or you want to make sure that you're getting everything, everything that you can. Pretty much, you want to make sure you get every drip of everything out of that. So you want to make sure you do all those drips. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right amount of blood flow, of circulation, making sure that those organs are doing what they're supposed to do as organs. So again, a really good product to have in your apothecary at home. And you want to make sure that you're taking it in the way that you're supposed to take it. So here's the other thing. If you take too much of it, did you talk about this? If you take too much of it, one of the side effects in some.
Lord, you don't need that in your life.
Do not. We got enough of that going on.
Naturally.
Right. Now, and I also say that this is one of the few that you don't use on a daily basis.
Right.
Because of the type of side effects. This is one of those, and I don't know where we may agree on, the amount of times that you use it. But I don't know. I think maybe weekly may be too much. What do you think?
I'm thinking no more than 2-3 times a max per week. Like definitely space it out because it stays in your bloodstream a little longer.
Yeah.
Than some of these other herbs that we're talking about. So I would say no more than 3 times a week, and that's pushing it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm looking at, because when you look at all of the things that it does, how it helps you sexually, how it does affect the libido, how it helps, again, postmenopausal. You brought up a really good point about, menopausal women being able to take it, and it helps to stave off the, the dryness, personal dryness. And when you're talking about really looking at something that can help you, this is one of the ones. Now and I'm looking at another study. It's like, do not take this with Viagra.
Lord, it'll never go down. Never go down.
Never. You pick one or the other. Pick your poison and don't do both. Going back to business.
Man.
And that's what you do. So yeah. And then also, because you were talking about the Panax ginseng versus like they have red ginseng, and so you find whichever.
Ginseng,
yeah. So which one you like the best?
I usually use the Panax, but I've used the American and the Korean red. So it all depends. Like, for sexual stuff specifically, I like to use the Korean red.
Okay.
But if I'm looking for like more mental acuities, to focus on something, then I usually use the Panax.
Okay.
And if I'm looking for kind of a mixture of both with a balance, I use the American.
Okay. So you just kind of switch it up here and there.
Right. It depends upon the function I'm trying to get from it.
Yeah, because you sure don't want that insomnia. You don't want the insomnia.
Lord. Yeah, and I battle with that already. So,
Yeah. So
I don't
like
need no help.
smaller, really tiny doses.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so when I get the little veggie caps, I literally take them and break them in half and take only half.
Okay.
Like, dude, I'm already hyper by nature.
Yes.
So I don't need no help. Like staying up for 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah.
Can't get no sleep.
Probably not. Now also, again, because we talk about benefits, but we also talk about side effects, because this is what we do. We give y'all all the information so you can make an informed decision. Women that use ginseng, women with periods. Let me say this. People with periods who use ginseng may experience some changes menstrually. So if you notice that you may have some changes in your menstrual cycle, it may be if you're using ginseng on a regular basis. And I even say to go as far as when you're taking supplements, go ahead and read the ingredients and see if that is one of the ingredients. And if you're taking like natural supplemental pills and everything, if you're noticing there's a difference in your menstrual cycle. So just, that's just an FYI for you out there.
Right.
Yeah. Guess what?
What's up?
We made it to the last one. That was it.
Okay, I was like, we got more?
No.
I don't like no more now.
I can't believe you didn't add one. I'm really proud. Again, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You be like, let me throw in one extra. I'm like, I ain't got no slide for that. So what we doing?
Yeah. Well, we got something for y'all next week though. But yeah, yep. The information that comes out on these 5 that we be giving y'all is like, it took 2 hours to write it all down. Like, Lord.
Right. I'm just proud that we're getting it all done really quickly. I didn't cue up any music today either. That's my fault.
It's all good.
It be happening. I throw some on in the edit, in the post production. So when you get ready to post it on Instagram, you'll have some. So anyway, is that it? Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay. Well, if that be the case, we're gonna come back on. I guess we're gonna come back on next Monday.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say we are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we'll come back next Monday. We didn't decide what our next series was going to be on. This one was a 2-part series about herbs, and we might do a 3-part, knowing us, because this is just what we do. But we definitely thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening. If y'all have any fitness or sexuality questions, please feel free to post them in the comments or go to our respective direct messages and ask those questions. We will answer them to the best of our abilities, both as a fitness guru and as your neighborhood sexuality and intimacy coach. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us tonight. Thank y'all so much for spending this moist Monday. This is really like a cold Monday. This like snowy moist Monday.
This is the best time to get moist.
Well, you put that fireplace on, let the little crackling of the fire get you together. Be your own now. And do some things. Get your dopamine. Touch each other and just look each other in the eye and just stare. Hold on to each other. Get you some wine. Get out there and do some things. That's all I'm saying. But
not in the snow, though.
Maybe not in the snow. Let's not do
not
that.
In the snow.
But anyway, y'all be safe out there. We'll see you next time. We thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, y'all can just follow us on our individual social medias, and we'll see y'all next Monday. Bye.